First of all, I want to send a very big thank you to Women Tech Network and to Anna Radulovsky for giving me this amazing opportunity to be here with you today and share my own message. My name, just a few things about me. My name is Iliada Kothra. I am a business consultant. I am a digital storyteller. And I am the owner, the founder of a campaign that fights domestic violence against women. I'm also the founder of a very big project we have created 8 years ago. It's called www.livingpostcards.com and has to do with the new brands. It's a supportive, actually, project that supports Greek brands during the financial crisis in Greece. So during the lockdown, I had a lot in my mind. And first of all, there is something that kept going on for me for many, many years. I want to talk, first of all, about ambition. My speech has two parts. First is about ambition. And the second part is about how we have to deal with our own ambitions during the challenges that COVID-19 brought in the new working environment for all of us. So I have to say, first of all, to think, what is ambition? So ambition, by definition, is aligned with determination and drive. But somewhere along the way, this word gained a very negative connotation. And since I am a very ambitious woman myself, I was always trying to understand why. I was always trying to understand why people are so afraid of ambition. So, I guess we have all get used. Vicky Katsari, hi. We're so used to see a very dynamic girl, a very dynamic woman, that she's in a conservative way of dressed, she's very modest, but it's not very usual to see a woman covered with cash. And this is one of the biggest taboo we have to fix, like women. If you are a man and you're very ambitious, that means you are very, you're bold, you're impressive, you're dynamic, you want to challenge your own status quo. But if you are a woman, it's not very easy to accept that you are very ambitious. And for no way, we can see a lot of women, even for fun, to be covered with money, be covered with all those cash. When I was a kid, I remember that I had a nice notebook and I was writing my goals. I was writing where I want to be, my own life path. And when I had the need to share all those ambitions with other people, usually they were saying to me, "You are ambitious, huh? That's not very nice for you." No one ever told me, "You are ambitious, okay? That's good for you. Go on, make your dreams come true." And it was something that for all these years, it was in my mind. Then I remembered that even in the movies, there were a lot of stereotypes. For example, one of my favorite movies is The Devil Wears Prada with Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep is a very dynamic, very ambitious woman. But in the end, we have the impression that she has paid a lot, that there was always a price for being such an ambitious woman. In the other hand, there is another movie I like a lot. It's The Wolf of Wall Street with my favorite Leonardo DiCaprio. And he's very bold. He's very, he does everything in order to get the job done. And he's a model. He's a role model just because he is a man. And I guess that the biggest bet is to learn how to get rid of all those sex stereotypes not only in the movies, but even in our lives. The first time I saw this, I thought it was an exotic flower. Unfortunately, it's the deadly COVID-19. So COVID, besides all the bad things he brought a huge change in the way that we work. Leaders and managers start to see that their employees, their colleagues, they can work from home. We all saw that we have to trust each other if we work from home. And our job has a lot of flexibility. Of course, if you're a woman, you have a child, a baby, it's great because, as one of my colleagues said, Iliada, it's amazing. I don't have to wait to go home and hug my kid. All I have to do is just close my laptop, go to the other room and play with him. So COVID-19 brought a lot of changes. We're close to our families, but in the other hand, we don't have the ability to be in our offices as women and prove that we're still working and we're committed to our goals. Because before COVID-19, our offices were something like this. They were noisy, they had a lot of energy, they were crowded, and after the lockdown, our offices were something like this. And let's accept it. Not all houses are something like, from a Pinterest image or a house from Instagram. Some houses are very small. You have to take care of other people too. You have kids, and let's face it, working from home with kids sometimes feel unsustainable. As one of my colleagues said, in one of her Zoom morning calls, her daughter dumped an entire bag of sugar on the floor and all over her. So during the quarantine, I thought that, wow, a lot of women in the future must work from home. And they have to find the balance between proving that they are still productive, they're still ambitious, but they have kids to be taken care of. So I came with some tips. I hope that those tips are helpful. For me, even if I don't have kids, they were helpful a lot. So I guess that we all have to put boundaries between our job and our personal life in order to stay successful. Be reliable, be responsive. This is very, very important because when you are working from home, no one can see that you're working. Okay, so if you're a woman, it's very easy for someone to say, well, maybe she's washing her dishes. Maybe she's breastfeeding. So in order to prove that you are still a successful person, that you have the ambition to do a lot of things in the brand that you're working, in your job, you have to follow this rule. Be reliable, be responsive. You have to respond to your phone. You have to respond to your messages. You have to respond very quickly to your emails. It's just a simpler response, but we all have to respond in order to say, I'm here, I watch you, I'm here in my project, I follow my project. The second rule for me is keep your updates to a minimum. Well, a lot of women have the guilt to prove all the time that they are, they're perfect in everything they do. So if you're from home and you have to work from home, there is no need to go overboard to the communication forward. You don't have to send a lot of mail in a very deeper need to say, I work, I'm here, I work. Remember that if you have given the green light to work from home, that means that someone has trusted you to do this. So just stay on the line, stay on your own working boundaries. and do whatever you have to do without the guilt to prove that you are actually doing this. Well, be present when you face time with your colleagues. You have a Zoom meeting, a Slack, whatever. Let's face it, when we work from home, communication is not so easy as we were in our own offices. So it's very important to be there, ask questions, ask for answers, exchange ideas, communicate your own ideas, okay, and arrive early. This is also very important because if you not arrive early, all the other people, especially your boss, your manager, will think, wow, she's doing something else right now. Okay, and we don't want to give these impressions because we are really working. So arrive early is very basic. We don't have to pick extra tasks, okay? We have been given some projects to work. So we have to stay working on these specific projects. Because if we take a lot of tasks, two things can happen. First of all, if we get the job done, maybe it's not our best work. And even if we don't get everything done, we give our boss, our manager, our colleagues the ability to question how can we actually see projects through. So it's very important to have some specific tasks and work upon them. You don't have to have in your mind everything, because this is impossible, okay? And it's something that you don't really have to do this. First of all, stay focused. Remember that proving your productivity is not easy when your boss, your colleague, your manager is not near you. You have to be focused on deliverables. You have to make yourself present. You have to build relationships with your co-partners, with your managers, but you have to be easy on yourself. None of us are Wonder Woman, especially when there's children in the other room. We're not Wonder Woman, okay? We can still be ambitious, we can still be successful, but we're not a Wonder Woman. And you know what? You don't have to prove this to anyone. You already know it. This is one of my favorite photos. It's from a Greek island called Milos. This is my favorite beach. I found this photo 3 months ago during the lockdown. And it made me realize every time I look at this picture is that I don't have a lot of time. That means I have to embrace my ambitions. I have to do whatever I have to do. It reminded me that time is more appreciated than ever. We cannot take something for granted. COVID-19 proved this in the highest way he could ever. No one proves about it. So we have to learn the value of freedom, of love, of success, and we have to embrace our own ambitions. This is very, very important. We don't have time. Time is not limited. There are limits. So we have to do now all the things we have in mind to do. We have to embrace our ambitions. We have to travel. We have to gain money. We have to go and follow our own dreams, because we never know what will happen in the next day. My message, and this is my personal message, after COVID-19, after lockdown, for me there are 3 hashtags, and these are my personal hashtags. I'm trying to be, I'm trying to follow in them 100%. I'm trying to stay healthy, I'm trying to stay creative, and I'm trying to stay still ambitious, because I never know what the next day will bring. So this is very important for me. And I guess all women must stay embraced to their own ambitions, because we have one life and we have to live it well. That's all for me. I am ready. Thank you, Sarma. Thank you, Anaga. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. I will send you just my my LinkedIn profile again, in order if somebody wants to be connected. And thank you again, Anna. Thank you, Women Work. And as I always say, women united always win. So, thank you very much.